Hey everyone, it's been a while. I hope all of you have been having an awesome summer and I'm so excited to finally be making a video again. One of the things I've been doing a lot recently is listening to music, and a few weeks ago I stumbled upon this album by My Chemical Romance called The Black Parade, and I thought this looks cool and I already knew some of the songs from it, so I decided to listen to it. This album is really cool. I would definitely recommend checking it out, and one of my favorite songs from it is Welcome to the Black Parade, which based off the title alone you can probably guess is a pretty important song in regards to the whole album. In the music video for that song, you can see a bunch of skeletons following a parade float, presumably for the Black Parade, and they're going through this cold, dark, broken city. It's kind of like the Upside Down from Stranger Things. I decided to build an adaptation of this music video, with one skeleton marcher on the parade float going through a chunk of the broken city. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's check this thing out. I started off by building one singular minifigure. It's the dude who you can see on the album cover, a skeleton wearing a marching band uniform. I used a skeleton head, a magician's hat, the torso of a mime minifigure, and the pants of an Ultra Agents minifigure, plus this fencing sword, I think, from a Monster Fighters minifigure, this dude. Once I had the figure made, I moved on to the float, which uses a few cool techniques. For the bottom layer, I placed light gray tiles, plates, and masonry bricks on their sides onto studs, so that the light gray portion would be flush with the side of the float. For the upper layer, I did something similar. In the music video, the red flowers on the side of the float are the only source of color. Because of that, they draw a lot of attention to themselves, and I was a bit worried at first with placing on the Lego flowers. I mean, they usually look great on stems, but now they will be somewhat more isolated and sideways. But I really like how they look, and I think the addition of different flower type pieces helped a lot. To give the terrain a raw and jagged look, I used a ton of these diagonal pieces? I don't really know, but I think they work really well. There's nothing too fancy going on, just some slow pieces that I angle towards these two larger portions of rock on either side. On top of the rocks is some wreckage, which was so much fun to make. I just watched Dan's video on NPU recently, and I thought to myself, you know what, I should give that a try. So here you'll see not just rods and clips, but also spears, shovels, binoculars, phones, sci-fi pistols, a couple of chainsaws, a megaphone, and some other stuff. I think all of it works really well, and it was a cool experience to use these pieces in new ways. Definitely go check out Dan's video if you haven't yet. Sticking out from the rocks and rubble and wreckage are two stone walls, which once belonged to some type of building. Maybe a tunnel or an archway, as there's a few remaining arches, which I just think looks so cool. Isn't it so cool how they go directly over the float? I tried to include a few interesting angles in the rockwork so as to not just make two straight walls, because that would be kind of boring, and I really like how it turned out. I'm really appreciating these curved 1x1 tiles more. I wish I had more of them. Anyways, ladies and gents, that was the video. It was really fun to build this thing, and I'm going to try to employ more interesting techniques in whatever I build next. Before we end, I'd like to give a shout out to Colin from the Breakaniac, who recently released this awesome video of a Spice Nation house that's got rooms for a bunch of T-falls and A-falls, including myself. It's a really sweet build and you should check it out. I'll link it down below. Thank you so much for watching, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.